I have the official outcome of the Dutch elections that were held on the 29th of October. Are you interested? Hi, I'm Paul, and I pronounce Dutch words names the way a Dutchman would pronounce them. So first of all, we have 150 seats in the lower chamber of parliament in the Netherlands. 150 seats. So it takes 76 seats to have a majority government. Keep that in mind. Now, there are two parties that came out on top, really. The first one was D66, the Democrats led by Rob Jetten. It's a centrist party. The second one was the PVV or the PVV, the Freedom Party led by Geert Wilders. Now, the winner of the elections is D66. Why? Because they got 29,668 votes more than the PVV, but both ended up with 26 seats. Only 26 seats in the Dutch parliament, so not enough to form a government on their own. That rarely is the case in the Netherlands. I can't remember a time that has ever happened, that one single party had the total majority. So they need other parties to work with them to build a coalition. Now, right after the PVV and D66 came the VVD, which is the Liberal Conservative Party. They ended up with 22 seats, followed by GroenLinks PvdA, which is a coalition of the Green Left Party and the Labour Party, and they have 20 seats. And after them came the CDA, which is the Christian Democrats, and they have 18 seats. So we're going to have to build a coalition with some of these parties and some other smaller parties, which also got a number of votes, but that's too much detail to go over in a 3-minute social media post. Now, what's the process here? How are we going to go about building a coalition? Well, we have what we call an explorer, a verkenner. That's a guy who's going to talk to everybody from every party and see where we find commonalities, where the breaking points are, and he's going to come out with an advice for someone who's going to be what we call an informateur, somebody who's kind of an informant. And the informateur is going to look at where he can build a coalition agreement. So first, the explorer, then the informateur, who's going to build a coalition agreement, and finally a formateur, somebody who's going to form a government, who's going to name who's going to be the next minister or secretary of state and the prime minister. So that's the whole process. So we have lots of talks ahead of us. Main sticking points are immigration, housing, healthcare, foreign policy, public finances, willingness to govern with the PVV, climate policy, all these things that have to be ironed out. It's going to be a long process, and I don't think we'll have a new government before Christmas, but who knows? Miracles can happen. But this is where we're at in the Netherlands. And it looks like Rob Jetten is going to be youngest prime minister ever. And he leads D66, the big winner of the parliamentary elections. Have a great day. Tot ziens. Bye-bye.